All right, y'all boys, we back with another video. So today we are going to be going over the potential system. This has already been in the game for, I'd say about almost a week now. I should have been doing this quite some time ago, but obviously I was just kind of like distracted by a couple of things that I had to take care of. But anyways, Global finally released the new sweep battle, or how Global calls them, the Cursed Spirit cleanup battles, which allows you to obtain resources and materials to use in the new potential system. So that's going to be this right here, right? And I'm going to be going over all the info you need to know about the potential system and how to maximize the resources you're farming. So first off, let's just kind of see, first exactly what the potential system is. So we're just going to go to our characters just to kind of give you a reference. But here we got Sukuna, and we're going to go to potential unlock on the bottom right-hand corner. It's basically going to be a new strengthening feature available for all characters in the game. It is basically, I would say, absolutely necessary to understand how it works. This feature is basically going to strengthen the character almost as much as a first dupe. And like I said, you can find it by just going to a character and going to potential unlock. So here you can upgrade a character's basic stats, such as HP, physical technique stats, first technique stats. Every character also has 2 fields, which give you, 5 initial cursed energy, meaning that the cursed energy you start with, and a plus 10 total cursed energy, meaning the max amount of cursed energy your character can have. Now, obviously, the max doesn't really matter too much depending on the character, but the 5 initial cursed energy can help you based on who you're using and what kind of skills, what the requirements for the cursed energy on the skills are. Now, there are going to be 2 potential unlock fields, which you'll notice in the middle. And each of them will give you a 2.5% damage dealt increase for all allies with the same type, for a total of 5%. And then there's also two special big fields with question marks. These are the SP potential unlocks buffs, right? So obviously these are the things I was talking about earlier. And then obviously you have these 2. And they are only available for specific characters and enhance and upgrade specific skills or passives. It requires you to have the skill max level to unlock it though. Now, the materials, you're going to need the soul drops that we are going to be receiving from the Cursed Spirit battle. So let me just kind of go to it real quick so you can kind of see. So we're back here with the Cursed Spirit, whatever cleanup shit. And this is basically where you're going to be obtaining the new Cursed Spirit materials. Here you're going to have a limited attempt every week, 4 attempts refreshing every Monday for you. And you can also buy 2 extra refreshes every week by using cubes. Now, I will obviously be uploading guides on which teams you can use to clear them, but for max rewards, you only need to get up to rank 8. You don't have to go all the way to rank 10 like other people, right? Now, the question is who to invest into first. I'm basically going to be making a tier list on who to prioritize and invest into first, especially the SP buffed units. But for now, my recommendation is only to invest into absolutely necessary stats for your most used characters. That means characters like Domain Gojo, Sukuna, SR Yaga, Zonji should be your main priority in terms of using your, materials on. You don't max their entire tree. You only invest into the stats they really need. Usually, most of the time, that's their stats that increase their damage or, give them curse energy. So we're going to go to SR Yaga, for example. All right, so here we are at SR Yaga's tree. So he's the buffer, so he doesn't really need any of the physical technique or anything of the sort. Or he doesn't even need like the curse tech stats because you're not really using him for his damage, you're using him for his his buffing capabilities. You want to give him as much HP as possible to kind of give him that survivability. You also want to get that 5 initial cursed energy over here on the left hand side. This is basically kind of like a must-have on all characters that you're using realistically. Make sure to unlock it on all of them, not just SR Yaga, like everyone you're frequently using besides those who don't rely on curse energy like Gojo or Toji/Maki. Those are really the only characters that you don't really have to care about the initial cursed energy. But basically every character you're definitely going to want to get this, so just be sure to go for that. Now the 10 plus max cursed energy really isn't needed. If you can skip it until you accumulate like a bunch of soul drops and you just feel like you can do it, then you can. So let's kind of take a DPS character for an example, rather than Yaga now. So here we have Hollow Purple Gojo. Now his main damage source is obviously his ultimate. His ultimate does curse technique damage. So you'll want to prioritize unlocking the curse technique stat fields first, right? So you want to get as many of those as possible so that way you can increase his overall damage output. Now he doesn't need the physical technique fields. You'll be unlocking them later. You don't need them, so they're just not that big of a priority. He also doesn't need the HP fields either, just because he doesn't take damage. Just curse tech. That's it. Curse tech. Curse tech. You don't have to worry about physical, you don't have to worry about HP, just straight curse tech, just because obviously that's what he's going to be dealing his damage with. So yeah, there's going to be some characters that have like very minimal investment. He's definitely one of those characters. Now, finally, without further ado, with the, we're just gonna close out on this. I hope I was able to kind of answer a few of the many questions that you guys have. Make sure to keep an eye out in the future for like upcoming sweep battle clears and stuff like that, and the potential system guides. I'll probably be going more in depth on who to prioritize. The characters before were just kind of like general examples, like Hollow Purple, because a lot of people have him because he's standard now. And you also have like characters like Yaga, because everybody's using Yaga for a lot of content, right? So those I just kind of wanted to use those as like a basis of the potential unlock. But yeah, obviously Yaga is a buffer, so you kind of want to build as much HP as possible. You don't care about his damage, so physical and the curse don't matter, but you definitely do want that initial 5 curse energy. And then characters like Gojo, they don't really care about curse energy, so there's not really a 5 initial curse energy, and on top of that, you just only want curse tech because that's going to be increasing his damage output. You don't really care about physical or HP just because it's a Gojo character and he won't be getting hit. Now, obviously, in the future, when you get other characters like Honored Gojo, for example, or even Team Gojo, right? Maybe you might want to get the HP because, they can be hit at certain specific moments. So those are going to be like the characters that definitely can, the Gojos that definitely can utilize the other stats a little bit more. Maybe not the physical ones, but definitely the HP and the curse will be used on those. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.